This video is brought to you by Gladiator Concealment and S4 Tactical Gear. Links are in the description box below.
Alright guys, it's Michael and Kyle, AKM Tactical. Today we want to talk to you about your footwear and on the range, and does it matter, does it help, and eventually what led me to buy some what I call dad shoes.
Yeah.
Before we went to training at Tac Response, I bought a pair of Merrells. Mike's always kind of cracked on me for wearing my Sperry's at the range, but Sperry's are comfortable. And what I tell him is, hey man, in the real world, that's what I'm going to be wearing. So, anyways, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you do go to a training class, you're going to probably face some adverse, or you could face some adverse conditions as far as the ground and everything. Because you sign up for a day, but you don't pick the weather on that day.
Yep.
And at the range, we don't always shoot in the best conditions. It's either rain or, we don't really shoot in the rain because a lot of times we're having to film and stuff. So, but, it helps to have a good pair of shoes. I bought some like I said, some Merrells ventilator.
The ventilator.
And, they got a waterproof sole. The bottom of the shoe is waterproof. Now the top of it, where you have the tongue and all that, of course you can get water in there. But first off, let me say I wore them at Tac Response for 2 days, and we were on our feet a lot over there, moving around, and they were absolutely comfortable. My feet did not hurt at all. They were comfortable shoes. There was some mud on the range. Michael was in a mud hole himself
the whole time.
Yeah, and it was just there was just something I didn't have to worry about.
Yeah. I
don't track through mud in my nice shoes or my everyday shoes, but it's like a pair of hunting boots. I have hunting boots, or a pair of waders, or whatever. For whatever I do, I have something in place. I don't go duck hunting in my Sperry's. So
yeah. Well, and I have actually went through probably 3 or 4 different pairs of tactical shoes that I've tried to find.
Tactical.
Yeah, I tried to find something that works for me. The first set I bought was a pair of Salomons, the X Ultras or whatever, or the Ultra X's, whatever they were. And they just weren't comfortable. They weren't wide enough. They kind of hurt my feet after a little while. And I had heard really good things about Salomons. And I looked at the Merrells, and I wanted to buy the Merrells, but the Merrells, like he said, they're dad shoes. And they're not really shoes that you can wear. You can wear them out and about, but for some reason, to me, Merrells just scream gun.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys run the Merrells. So I wanted to try something a little different. So I actually bought the Salomon. I bought a second pair of Salomons. And the Salomons I bought, the new pair of Salomons that I have, are, I don't remember what brand, what model they are, but they have the quick lace and all that kind of stuff. And those are actually really comfortable. Now the shoes that I wore were some Oakley boots, the lace-up Oakley boots, and those Oakley boots are the most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever owned. 2 days at Tactical Response, my feet never hurt, not one time. And I usually have a problem with my feet hurting. I also have a pair of New Balance boots. I've only worn them a couple of times. They're really not that comfortable either. But the Oakley boots are awesome. And I actually find myself wearing those Salomons out and about.
You used to wear them to work all the time.
Yeah, I did wear them to work. But I really like the Salomons. They're comfortable. They don't scream tactical too much. So I really like those a lot. They're kind of a good mix between a tactical shoe and a shoe that you can wear out and about. They do make the Gore-Tex waterproof, but the ones I bought are not. But the mesh is really breathable on them, so they'll dry out pretty fast if you was to get them wet. So. Yeah,
and is it worth spending that money? If you're spending the amount of time at the range that you should, like we do, yeah, it's worth it. We spend a lot of time at the range, and I got mine on sale at Academy for like $70.
Yeah, and I bought
same pair as I'm gonna spend on Nikes or whatever.
Yeah, I think my first set of Salomons were like $70. My second set was like $85.
How much were your boots?
My boots I got on LA Police gear for like $50, $60.
Ridiculous.
And they're like $250 boots when you buy them brand new.
Especially if you guys got big clunker feet, like clown feet, like you can go on LA Police gear and find some deals.
If you wear a 13, you don't have big clown feet, but you know, yeah. If you wear a 13 or 12 or something.
If I wore a size 13, it would look like clown feet.
Yeah, but look at you and look at me. I'm a Sasquatch. You're not. So, but yeah, guys, spend the money. You know, if I was gonna recommend a shoe, like one pair of shoes, those Oakley boots are pretty sweet. Yeah, they were really comfortable, and
But it's nice to have the Solomons on
it's
days
nice
where
to have Solomons.
shorts.
Yeah, like shorts and stuff like that.
And the Merrells, I mean, the Merrells are ugly as sin. My wife even said, "Babe, I know those shoes are functional, but they're ugly." And I have to agree with her.
They are.
But I mean, you can wear those shorts too. So
you can. So, guys, spend the money, get you a good pair of shoes, and like I said, I like the Solomons because they're kind of a good mix. You can wear them out and about, and people don't look at you funny.
Yeah.
You know, so. But the Merrells I've always heard really good things about them.
yeah, and I like them. So
spend the money. You'll be glad you did. You got anything else, man?
that's it.
Guys, we appreciate y'all watching. You know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, or if you have a pair of different kind of tactical shoes that you like, put them in the comment section below.
Even if it's Nikes.
Yeah, even if it's Nikes. If you can also jump over to the Facebook page. We always get into a more in-depth conversation there. We will also provide links to all of our social media outlets and sponsors in the description box below. But anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all watching. And y'all be safe.